Okay, so first question. When I spoke to you guys last year, I talked to you about your influences when you're coming up, and you confirmed that those influences were Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce. What was it about those acts that influenced you so much then?
They were outrageous, and they went against the norm, and they were funny. And I like funny black guys, basically.
Lenny Bruce was very funny Jewish guy.
Yeah.
And Lenny was the first to really go, across all the lines that you could cross. He crossed them all. And I think mainly because he was a heroin addict. That kind of,
So what impact and influence did it have on your own act that you guys were developing then?
Well, it was like the fields had been fertilized, and plowed, and it was, we were like taboo, we were just edgy. We were talking about everything that everybody was doing, but we were talking about it.
Right. Well, we started off doing albums, doing records, doing spoken word. And as a spoken word, you could become any character you wanted to be, in any situation you wanted. And whereas Lenny Bruce, who was my big influence, he subliminally got to me. But what comedians did, Richard Pryor included, they would be Richard Pryor doing in their version, or Lenny's version of these characters. Well, when Cheech and I started doing our records, we would become those characters because you could do it with sound. I grew up with radio anyway, so I was really into that.
He had the first radio ever. It was actually a crystal set.
My uncle made one, actually.
So you guys have toured all over. What is the craziest tour story that you can remember? The craziest thing that happened to you guys on tour?
I think a Bull Island, Indiana rock festival.
It was pretty crazy.
It was crazy. It was like
500,000 people.
They wanted 50,000. They got 500,000.
500,000 people. Wow. And it was a rainstorm just before we went on.
Yeah.
And the top of the tent, well, you couldn't see us. I mean, the front row, so-called front row, was like 100 yards away.
And we were way up high.
And we were high. And so there's two of us, and somehow we did the show. And then we had to go hunting for the promoters because they were in the cocaine trailer.
That's good. So when you guys are driving and you're on a long trip, what is your go-to album?
That's a good idea. That's a good question. It changes all the time.
It's probably music.
Music album.
I listen to Today I'm more confused.
Go Be Great.
Go Be Great, yeah.
Really?
I was listening to him. That one song.
I listened to Marvin Gaye. I like Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah, we got turned on to Marvin with Terry Easton.
Terry Easton.
Remember we were driving up to Boulder, and we were in the back seat of the record promoter's car, and he turned on What's Going On for the first time. It changed my life.
Yeah. That was good.
So how about bucket list? You guys have produced records, you've done films, you've directed, you've done TV, you've pretty much done everything. But as creative artists and producers, is there like the one thing that you have yet to accomplish that you still want to do?
I want to live on Mars.
Well, Elon Musk might help you there.
Yeah, I want to live on Mars.
Why don't you just go to Phoenix?
In my own country on Mars.
How about seriously, like, as
My bucket list is to get high with Paul McCartney.
That would be
Because I got high with every Beatle except Paul.
Yeah, me too. I would say the same thing. I would like to have a Paul McCartney.
No, that's mine. It's my bucket
But
list.
we're a team.
You can't have
We do things as a
You
team.
can't have my bucket list.
Well, I'm going to get high with Paul McCartney before you, and I'm not even going to tell you about it till way after he left.
Well, then it won't count.
Yes, it will.
No, because if you don't tell anybody, then it never happened.
I'll have pictures.
and I'm sure people have been throwing weed at you guys for years. What is the very best strain that you've ever smoked?
I'll tell you in about a half hour.
I haven't spoke to you yet, but I'm looking.
Okay.
I've come close, but I haven't found it yet.
All right.
But I'm going to find it before I die or
I like
after.
Afghani weed. Remember that Afghani weed we used to have?
It's powerful. Man.
It was powerful. It was beyond dope.
Stop it. No, I haven't found it yet. But I'm testing. I'm looking.
Have you seen any Afghani weed since then?
Again, sure. Yeah. There's the plants, the indica is from Afghan.
But that kind that I had when my sister was growing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, that was good.
Okay. And Cheech, you just put out your memoirs. Can I ask you where the nickname Cheech comes from?
It's short for chicharron, which chicharrones are deep fried pig skins, and because they're all curled up like Mexican potato chips. And when I was a little baby, I looked like a little curled up Mexican potato chip.
Okay, and last thing. So last year I asked you this question, Stump the Stoners. Where does the word cannabis come from?
I think it comes from the Bible, because he called the herb there canna, C-A-N-N-A. But I don't know.
And they had a bus, so it was the cannon bus.
It's a Latin word.
Took you to the Holy Land.
It's a Latin word. I'll give you another one. The word drugstore came from Amsterdam. And it was after the weed. Because after they harvest the weed, they'd have to dry out the weed before they sold it. And so the drying out process was called to droog. And so when they sold the weed, they would sell it from the droog store. And that's where the drug comes from.
All right. Well, cannabis is two words, kane and bosom, which is Hebrew, so you were right, from the Bible. And bosom means fragrant, so it means fragrant cane.
Fragrant cane from the Bible, see?
Yeah. So Tommy made it.
See, I'm into the Bible. Hey, that Bible is a hell of a book,
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Bible too.
Yeah, no, there's never going to be a Bible 2.
Yeah.
No, it's like Saw 2. It's not going to happen. It's not for you.